What is an exoplanet?
An exoplanet is a planet outside of the solar system. The search for exoplanets is one of the most exciting fields within astronomy and may one day give us the answer to whether or not we are alone in this universe.
Although the search for other worlds dates back to the ancient times, the techniques needed to detect them have only recently been developed, with the first exoplanet around a main sequence star being discovered in 1995.
We know of exoplanets of all sizes, from bigger than Jupiter to smaller than Earth. Just like in our solar system, exoplanets can orbit their stars at any distance. Some exoplanets orbit so close to their stars that their surface temperatures are hot enough to melt iron.
Some exoplanets will orbit at just the right distance, so that their surface temperature can support liquid water and possibly life. If this is the case, then we can say that the planet is in the star's habitable zone.
Well, how do we find exoplanets?
Well, there are many different ways that astronomers find exoplanets, and here are the main methods.
Pulsar timing. Pulsar timing methods involve the detection of radio waves. The radio waves are emitted by pulsars, neutron stars. If the waves picked up by the detectors are at a certain intervals, it shows that the pulsar has a small orbit and therefore has a planet.
Radial velocity. Radial velocity methods look for the velocities of stars. A star that has a planet will have its own small orbit, and the small orbit means that the velocity is constantly changing. By using the Doppler effect, we can determine the variations in velocity and therefore if the star is a planet or not.
Astrometry. The method of astrometry consists of precisely measuring a star's position. By monitoring how a star's position changes over time, you can determine whether the star has an orbit. If it is determined that the star does have an orbit, then the star is a planet.
Photometry. Photometry is a method used to determine the radius of an exoplanet rather than to detect one. If a planet crosses in front of its parent star, it will block out some of the star's light and thus decrease the observed visual brightness of the star. The amount of the brightness decreases is then used to determine how large the radius is of the exoplanet.
So far, around 1,800 exoplanets have been confirmed, along with around 4,000 unconfirmed candidate planets. However, astronomers believe that the Milky Way may contain 400 billion exoplanets alone. This is huge. I mean, think about it, 400 billion. Just to put that into perspective, that's nearly 57 planets for every single human on this Earth.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Since that first exoplanet was discovered, thousands of astronomers all over the world have dedicated their lives to adding more to the list. But why? We know that there are exoplanets, yes. But what's the fuss about them? Do they affect us in any direct way? And why do so many people dedicate so much time towards finding more?
Some people just have a general interest in the subject and want to know more about the unknown. However, most people believe the main reason is to find an alternative home for us if Earth were ever to be destroyed.
People want to know if there is life beyond our solar system. This possibility intrigues millions of people and has enhanced our discoveries to what they are today.
More and more planets are being found all the time. Maybe one day we will know for sure if we are alone. For now, we don't. But one thing is for sure, there are some weird worlds out there.
Coins, planet unicorn, unicorn planet. Give it up for feathers. Ooh, Cadillac, and